Well, let's focus on Nava Limited. As promised, well, they have been getting some payments, the payments that were stuck for their Zambian subsidiary, and also they paid up a good amount of their loans. To understand what's the way ahead, well, we're joined by Mr. Prasad, the Executive Director of the company. Hi, Mr. Prasad. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. Could you tell us, out of the total arbitral award, how much have you received and how much are you due to receive?
Good morning to you all. The arbitral award was issued in December 2022. And since then, we have received something like $207 million from the ZESCO. Basically, of course, it has two components. One is discharge of liabilities in respect of VAT to the extent of about 70 million. Balance is actual cash received into the company. And the company actually did very well on the financial side. It had liabilities to the extent of about 483 million as of 1st December 22, equivalent to about 4,000 crores. And since the commencement of repayment of the arbitral award amounts, the company has discharged close to about 2,300 crores of debt standing in its books, leaving it with about just 1,700 crores. So I think that brought about a significant financial turnaround for the Zambian subsidiary. And in turn, Nava also stands to gain because of the overall debt reduction.
Okay. So you said that you've received $207 million from ZESCO. I think the overall dues is about $518 million. So what is the outlook as far as receipt of the remainder dues is concerned? Any timeline that we can look at?
See, it is, of course, spread over some time. But what we see is a complete transformation in terms of ZESCO's honoring the commitments. They gave a revised payment plan, which was kind of spread between 23 and 24. And in 2023, we were supposed to get 338 million and 180 million in the balance period. And we are on track as far as that payment plan is concerned.
All right. So the payment plan is on track. Could you tell us what it does to your overall debt of the company and your interest cost? Last quarter, your interest cost was around 90 to around 100 crores. Given that you've repaid quite a bit of these liabilities, what does that number come down to, say, in the second half of the year?
Let's see, we repaid something like $180 million, so about $200 million of debt since the last, December or so. So that actually translates to like if you look at it actual dollar terms, translates to something like a cent per unit. And so we are talking about something like $20 million on a yearly basis.
So, Mr. Prasad, a lot of your investors would like to know that Nava Limited's books are getting deleveraged, right? So, what could the effective, interest rate? Since you've paid a fair bit of your debt, can you assume that this interest cost from a quarterly basis of close to 100 crores comes to sub 50 crores now?
Well, I cannot put a definite number. What we see is a significant reduction based on whatever debt that has gone down on account of the long-term loans, which is about 206 million.
No, sorry, I didn't get that. What is the overall debt on the books right now and how much could you bring it down by?
See, the debt before the arbitral award was issued in December 22 was 483 million, which is about 4,000 crores. The debt currently standing in the books of the company is about $206 million. It is translating to about 1,707 crores.
Okay, so debt is currently at 1,707 crores. And this is debt is currently at 1,707 crores. You brought it down from 4,000 crores earlier. Any plans to bring it down further?
Well, normal repayment will happen from hereafter. So on that front, we are pretty assured in terms of cash flows and all. So as we see it, the current outstanding debt, which is in the books of about 206 million, will get liquidated by September 26 in full.
Okay. All right. Mr. Prasad, final question then. You joined us in August last year and you were talking about selling some other non-core assets. In Hyderabad, I believe you had some land as well. and a couple of other non-core assets. Could you tell us how much of those non-core assets will get sold in this year and put a number to it?
Unfortunately, we cannot put a timeline for that because, one thing what we see is a significant ramp up in values of those assets given the current state of real estate in Hyderabad. I'm talking about the Secunderabad real estate, which is about 65 acres. So that asset needs a certain regulatory clearance, which we are pursuing. And once that is done, I guess the monetization will happen. But I don't think we can put a timeline to that. But given the kind of pace at which the real estate prices are actually increasing, we don't see a value problem there. In fact, there's a value accretion as we see it, even if it is, getting delayed.
All right. Sir, we've run out of time. We are heading into the market opening now. But thank you so much for joining us and giving us a lot of details on Nava. Hopefully, we'll speak to you again very soon.